I've been playing this game for like, what, 3-4 years now? It's such a huge part of the channel and I can't believe I actually got to the end of the story. It was so good! I love this game so much. When I first found this game, it was like brand new in early access. And I remember trying it out because some people recommended it to me. And I thought, hey, that looks kind of cool. I've never seen an all underwater survival game. And I got in and I immediately fell in love with like the technology in the game where you had the fabricator laser cutting stuff and giving you the items that you wanted and all that kind of stuff. And then just exploring around and seeing this like crashed ship in the distance, because I'm a huge fan of scale. From like the minute details, and then stuff scales up and up and up. And I saw this, like, I was in this little escape pod and I saw this giant ship in the distance. I was like, that's awesome. And originally it didn't explode, it was already like that. And then they started adding new and more stuff to it, and just going around the ocean, everything was terrifying. And I didn't realize how scary it would be until I was actually playing it, and you realize like you can't see the bottom and you would go down, you didn't know what was going on, and stalkers would get at you and it would kind of freak you out. And then in my head I kept thinking, man, this plays on my fear of like there's somebody finding a giant creature in the ocean someday. We just can't get down that far. And I was just exploring around outside the Aurora after I finally just went over in that direction. And then all of a sudden I saw this tail wisp away in the water. I was like, what? And then the fucking Reaper grabbed me and shook the shit out of me and terrified me and... What was that? What was that? Holy fuck! Oh jeez! Oh no! Ah! 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 I died! Oh my fucking god! What was that fucking thing? Jesus Christ! Those were the moments that I immediately thought this game is going to be something special. Because it was like a pseudo horror game. You don't think it would be, but just such a unique, cool experience to have, and it plays on people's fears. And then some updates started to come out where, and like getting the sea moss and everything was all just super awesome. Being able to build your own like submarine and going around, and that was the best. And then they started adding all these updates. They had like the coffee update or something, coffee and lava or something like that. And you were able to go down into the lava zone, and I started figuring out, Jesus, there's secret islands here that I didn't know about. Good lord, that's cool! It's not even that far! Why have I never seen this before? Oh, it's so awesome! Yay, new stuff! Oh god, I'm a lot closer than I thought I was. So what's underneath it? Oh, that is creepy. And then you get to this base where there was like a giant alien structure and you didn't know what was going on. And then a gun shot down the sunbeam that was coming down.
Breaking atmosphere in 5, 4, 3. What is that? No, the red spike.
Oh god!
From this planet?
Holy shit! Fucking hell, that was cool! And you go deeper and deeper, and just this story started to unravel, and this lore started to happen. And what was once just a really cool survival ocean game turned out to be something that had a really cool background and a really cool story to it as well. And they took so much care in making it, and the people who made this game are so unbelievably passionate about it, and they put so much really into it. And not only are they some of the nicest devs that I've ever gotten a chance to talk to, or some of the most hardworking and dedicated devs, but they had a really clear vision, and they let people in on the entire development cycle. So you could go to this thing, I think it was Trello. They used this website where you could go and you could follow development every single step of the way, and it would show like logs from the developer saying, oh, this bug was in the game, yeah, this is fixed now, I've added this, 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 and this. And all the team that were on the game could go in and like check it and see if people were meeting their quotas and what they were supposed to be finishing. So they were incredibly transparent, and they believed in what they were making, and I'm so glad they got to turn it into a fully fledged game. Because this will go down as one of my favorite games I've ever played, not only on the channel, but just in general. definitely on the channel. This has been such a absolutely monumental part of the channel over the last few years. And I'm so glad I started playing it. I'm so glad that I got a chance to even like be part of the game as well, like the little septic guy actually being in the game. To be part of something that you love so much as well. I think that's why the ending got to me. Because, like, it's a fairly standard, fair ending, just leaving the planet and everything. It's kind of what you'd expect. But just because the game means so much to me that it just made me all emotional. Can't believe the story's over. I'm not going to stop Subnautica here. I'm not going to stop here and never play it again. I am going to continue playing it. Maybe not daily, I don't know. Maybe I will just because I like it so much, but I want to start, like, going around and fighting the stuff that I didn't find and just exploring the game and dicking around with it a bit more. Because the start of this series, bringing it back, I just wanted to get the story. I wanted to get to the parts I need. I just hit all the marks that I needed to get to the points I needed to. And we made some insanely fast progress going through this. Because this takes quite a while to do. This is what, like 16 episodes of almost an hour each. And this episode alone I've been recording for 2 hours right now. So it's quite a hefty game. If you get this, you're in for an absolute treat. Because there's so much more stuff in this game. If this full release series is the first one that you've watched of anything got to do with this game, there is so much more to this game that I haven't explored. There's so many different areas that you can go to and see. I tried to hit as many of them as I could going through it now and see as many of the creatures and everything. I think I pretty much saw them all. But I tried to show you everything. I tried to show you all the cool bits. Thank you, Subnautica. And thank you, developers. Not only have you made a really great game, but you were just so super nice to me all the time. Oh, I don't know what else to say. Because I've talked about, like, all the mechanics and the sound design and everything as I was going through the game. So I don't think I need to, like, review those again. But it's paced very well. The final version of the game is paced very, very well. Because you start figuring out things incrementally. And originally that was the case, but because it was early access, some stuff was just kind of like thrown in and there was no connective tissue. But now, when you're going from piece to piece, you get a little bit of information. Like, all the life pods have their own voice acting now, and you get a little piece of information like, oh, this other life pod is over here, and then you get to that life pod and you get some information that, oh, there's a base over here. You get to the base and it tells you, hey, there's actually more over in this direction. It doesn't tell you outright, but you kind of have to explore for yourself. And because you explore these regions, because the game naturally flows that way, you start seeing some of the really cool events. And like the Sea Emperor talking to you telepathically, you get to actually, you can't play this game without ever running into a Reaper, or you can't play it without ever seeing like a Ghost Leviathan or anything like that, or seeing a Warper, which is cool. They've placed things in very, very good places, and it's just it's all around just a very well designed game. There is a lot of farming in the game, but I feel like the world is so interesting and the technology in it and the vehicles and everything are just so cool that it's worth it. A lot of games where you have to farm for supplies, the world is just so boring and dead and lifeless, and going around the world is a chore. Going around this world gives you anxiety, but it's a good kind of fear because you want to explore, you want to see what the game has to offer. Just outstanding. I cannot sing this game's praises enough, but I'm going to stop here before I gush about it too much. I think everyone knows how much I love the game now at this point. But that does it for the story. We reached the end. Thank you for being here and watching this series, and thank you for being here for all the Subnautica episodes and just supporting not only the channel but the series in general. Because Subnautica is the first daily uploads I've ever done on the channel. No other game has made me upload daily. But this one was something special, and I really wanted to get all of it as soon as I could, and I didn't want to stop playing it. So I'm just really happy that I got to do that, and I'm really glad people supported it as much as they did. It's like one of the most... It's some of the most enthusiasm I've seen on the channel in a very long time. And that's so heartwarming. It gives me so much energy to try my best with each episode, so... I just love this so much. But anyway, thank you guys